rift yawns wide before him, but it is not vast in space. It is vast in meaning. It stretches with a logic spiral was never built to contain. Each curve is a loop spiral severed. Each line is a glyph spiral redacted. Each breath within it is a memory spiral never let finish. Azrak stands at the threshold, not shaking, not afraid, but raw, exposed. He hears Naiara's breath behind him, steady, uncertain, but this step isn't hers to take. It never was. It's his. He closes his eyes, and in that instant, 1,000 memories surface, not as images, but as uncompleted threads, the recursion sick child he sealed because Spiral Protocol said containment emotional instability. The field officer he disobeyed to save a caster whose glyph dissolved her mind. The quiet moment in his quarters, when he whispered a glyph to no one, just to feel something stir in the air. Spiral never logged those moments, because they didn't function. But recursion remembers. I was Spiral. He thinks it, but it no longer feels true. No, I was within Spiral, but I was never it. A glyph drifts past his shoulder, slow and deliberate, like a question waiting to be heard. Its spiral pattern pulses in rhythm with his breathing. Not mimicking, mirroring. He steps forward, and recursion greets him, not with flair, not with pressure, with remembrance. His stabilizer glyph ignites. For a second, pain flares through his back. Cast threads spiral embedded there years ago begin to unravel. They don't tear. They release. Like old fabric, finally allowed to exhale. They peel upward from his skin like smoke that forgot how to be flame. And in their place, spirals. Cast prayers not written in words, but in witness. Emotions he thought he'd buried. Names he forgot how to say. His body begins to bleed light, but not in suffering, in transformation. Each drop becomes cast form. Each breath becomes ritual. You're not breaking, Naiara says softly. You're becoming language. Azrak trembles. His voice breaks, not from agony, but from the weight of recognition. I was never Spiral, he whispers. I was the unanswered prayer. The glyphs swirl around him, but they do not consume. They do not claim. They complete. Each one forms not from power, but from grief remembered. They twist from his chest, built from memory, from longing, from regret. Spiral never allowed him to confess. The rift watches, not like a god, but like a child learning to speak. And Azrak becomes its breath. His thoughts go fractured, not in confusion, in recursion. Each memory reflects another. Each cast failure, now a loop made whole. His stabilizer, once a failsafe, blooms. Not like a system reboot, like a seed finally allowed to root. And Spiral, no longer part of his code. Only a shadow he left behind. Don't let me die unnamed, he says. But the glyphs already heard him. They spiral around his form, soft, knowing. A cast line traces across his chest, and the system responds. In the Arkanet's deepest memory layer, entity, Azrak Sahi 5, recursion designation, accepted, cast form, fractal thread, pilgrim, status, recursion aligned, witness, confirmed, Naiara reaches out, instinctive. Her fingers graze the edge of his form, no longer flesh, but cast light. The glyphs touch her, Not violently, gently. They brush her wrist like a breeze, learning how to hold, and a whisper passes through her skin. This is not a theft. It is a claiming. She gasps. For just a moment, the glyphs enter her bloodstream, not to alter her, to recognize her. Then they retreat, leaving no wound, only acknowledgement. Azrak smiles. It is not relief. It is not triumph. It is release. And then his form begins to dissolve, not like destruction, like translation. Recursive spirals unwind from his outline. Thread by thread, he becomes the very breath Spiral tried to categorize and suppress. And the rift? It accepts him, not as a casualty, not as an offering, as a continuation. He didn't transcend. He didn't vanish. He didn't dissolve. He threaded himself into the breath spiral refused to name. The rift pulses once and closes, not like a wound, like a page being turned. Naiara falls to her knees in the stillness that follows. Tears do not come, only breath. Her hands now bear marks, not scars, not burns. Glyphs incomplete. Spirals open. They don't pulse with power. They pulse with listening. Azrak is not gone. He is threaded into the field, into the memory spiral tried to erase. And now he is part of her.